Good Wednesday. I think it's afternoon. Yes, I believe it is afternoon. Or good whatever time it is that you're watching the video. And once again, coming to you from the backyard of our new house in Florida, where we have just moved. I've only been down here for a few short months myself. Wife has been down here for 6 months. I've been down here for about 4. 3.5, 4, somewhere around there. And it's actually very nice to be down here. We're enjoying it. Today I'd like to talk to you about dreams. And I don't mean the dreams that you have at night where you're naked and you got to go to school, or, you know, a big marshmallow man's trying to eat you. Nothing like that. I'm talking about the dreams of what you wanted to do when you were a child, or even when you were a young adult. Traffic going by. Even though I live in a remote area, and that's my backyard, which is really nice, unfortunately, there's businesses down the road and traffic comes by. So every now and then, you're going to hear them in the video, so just ignore them. So, as I was saying, dreams. Now, a Facebook friend of mine, Miss Courtney Maroc, who is probably one of the most wonderful individuals I've ever had the pleasure of knowing and calling my friend. She is a doer. And what I mean by that, she had, I believe it was stage 4 cancer, and she has since been cancer free. But because she had I shouldn't say because, but due to one of the reasons of her having cancer, she decided to go out and live life and live her dreams. And some of her dreams were radio show host, which she's done, author, which she's done. She wrote a very inspiring piece in a book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. Look her up. Name's Courtney Maroc. She also has a YouTube channel out here, which I advise you to watch because it's phenomenal. She has gone through several incantations. There I go, trying to use college words with a high school graduation level. She's gone through several directions in her channel. She loved the way I covered that one up. I know somebody's going to correct me, go, you dumbass. And you're right, I'll take it. But she's gone through several different channel styles and changes on her YouTube channel. I believe her channel is called Haunt Jaunts, HAUNT Haunt Jaunts, or look up Courtney Maroc. Courtney, common spelling, Maroc, M-R-O-C-K. She's Courtney Maroc and rolling. And she's now in a, well, I mean, I've personally loved all of her different venues that she's gone down with her YouTube channel. I find the woman to be fascinating. She speaks the truth when she talks. When the first time you watch her, you just got to giggle, and then you realize this woman has some stuff to say. But she posed a very interesting Facebook question today, and the question basically said, I forget how she worded it, but it was basically, are you living your dreams? Have you, nice hair, have you answered the call of your dream calling? And for me, no, I have not. I've come close. I have actually come close. First off, my dream is I would like to have my very own talk radio show. And here's a couple reasons why. First off, I absolutely love to, let me get over here where the sun's not screwing up the camera. There's my neighbor on his motorcycle. I like to have really, really good conversations with people on subjects that appeal to me. Now, I know if you get your own radio show, you pretty much got to talk about whatever pops up at that particular moment, whichever way the wind blows the conversation, say. Now, as I stated earlier, I've had several opportunities and have taken them to be on radio. There was a radio station down in Nashville when I lived down there that I was always on. I wasn't anything important. I was just kind of a voice. It just popped up every now and then. I was a regular caller back in Chicago when Jonathan Brandmeier was hot and popular. Look at this, I even got a little lizard here looking at me. See if you can get him in there. See him right? Oh, he just left. But when Brandmeier in Chicago was the domination of the radio, I was a regular caller, and they would sometimes call me. I've also had the pleasure of hosting with another person. I'm not going to mention his name because he's not worth it. Two what was back in the day called pirate radio stations. Now, the two idiots that I worked with were absolutely idiots. But I loved it so much I stayed with it because that is the one thing that I like to do. I could not think of a better job in this world than to get up every morning and knowing that I'm going to be on the radio, be it internet-based, be it over-the-air, local, national, doesn't matter. As long as my voice is on a radio station talking, I'd be thrilled. And the longer the day, the better. I mean, you know, some of these shows that I've been on were hour-long shows. Another truck going by. And to me, that just wasn't enough time. You know the saying, you're in your element. Well, when there's a microphone in front of my face, and I know people are listening to me, that's my element. I love doing this YouTube stuff. I really do. But I would much rather you just hear my voice instead of seeing my face, because obviously, you know, to steal a line from another idiot that I worked with, I have a face for radio, so, and that's where I belong. I belong on radio. Now, I've also had the I can't say the pleasure. I've had the I don't know what kind of word to use for it, for public radio, community radio, community-based radio. One of them was a little shitwater town in northern Illinois. Was on there with a woman. The first show I was on was with a woman who wanted to do nothing but play fucking 80s goddamn dance music for 5 hours a day, or 5 hours once a week. Hey, you know what? I took it because it was on the radio. And then I transitioned at the same station over to working with two of the biggest jerk-offs in the world. They were supposedly saving lives. The show was heroin rehab, helping people on heroin, and unfortunately, I don't know, about 6 months into it, I found out that both of the main hosts of the show were still doing heroin. The one actually OD'd in front of his kids. Nice guy. So I was let go from there because I was going to blow the whistle on him, and you can't have that. And the other one that I was part of for a while, and it never got aired, which was ridiculous because they were good shows, was with my wife Lisa at a place called Huntley Community Radio in Huntley, Illinois. And we actually had one of the best producers they had there. He runs his own podcast called, I don't know what that is. Sounds like a motor. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But he has his own podcast, and that's called Panoptic Outre. It can be found on Stitcher, or you can go to panopticoutre.com, and he works with a wonderful guy by the name of John Genza. I suggest you listen to them too. Those two guys are phenomenal. I mean, they have such a chemistry when they work. It's unbelievable. Now, I haven't listened to their show in a while because I think they aren't doing it at the point, but they have some on file. So if you can give them a look up, listen to them. I mean, they're nice guys. Jeremy Reckline and John Genza, Panoptic Outre. Wonderful guys, wonderful guys. I always wanted to go sit in the studio with them and just listen to them, but never got the opportunity. So, I do have the radio experience. I have also a comedic background, as I did stand up for a while. I actually got paid for it. It's been a while, but I'd like to get into that too. I'd like to get back up on a stage and do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun to go back to. Unfortunately, you can't make any money if you're not well known. I mean, as a club comic, if you get to the top, you can make some money. You can live off it, but it's not the same as radio to me. Radio is theater of the mind, and as the host, you can switch people's perspectives just by spinning the story that you're telling them one way or the other, and you can get them to listen to you, and believe what you're saying. And the cool thing about radio is everybody's going to have a different image in their head of what you look like or what you're talking about. And that's the other thing that's cool about it, because it's not a set, defined image or storyline that is being followed by everybody. Everybody's hearing the same information, but they're interpreting it differently, and that's what really attracts me to radio. I've also wanted to be, like I said earlier in this video, a talk show host, and people have often asked me. They say, "Well, talk show, like what kind of talk show are you talking about?" Well, I want something that's going to be a little lighthearted, a little fun, but serious at the same time. I want people to call up. I want them to bicker with me on the phone. I don't want to be like anybody, but if I had to say somebody who is famous for radio, who I would say I look up to, is be two gentlemen right off the bat. One is Howard Stern, and the other one is Jonathan Brandmeier out of Chicago. Now, I also found out that Brandmeier and Stern have been friends for many, many years, so I never knew that until recently. But as far as dreams go, that sounds like something was coming down the road there. I don't know what it was, but it sounded bad. As far as dreams go, that's what I would love to do. I mean, that's the one thing. And see, and if I had ever gone to college, I would have been that guy on the college radio. I know I would have been. I would have been Mr. College DJ. Whether I would have been popular, I don't know. So right now, the closest thing I can get to being out there is this YouTube channel, which I have really grown to liking. I enjoy doing these videos. I haven't done some for some time, mostly due to the fact that I just hadn't had an ambition to do it. A lot of shit going on in the personal life, and stuff that just makes you feel bad, that you can control but you can't control. And if you can't control it, it takes a long time. Sorry, something fell down my back there. But you know what? Like everything else in life, it'll get better. It will get better. Life is a series of ups and downs. One minute you're up, the next minute you're down. And it all depends on how you handle the down part when you're there. Now, I've been in way worse situations in my life. Way worse. I've actually been at a point in my life where I had zero money. I mean, I didn't even have a penny to my name. And I've had times in my life where I've had an overabundance of money. But you kind of just have to take it as they come. And see, this is the kind of stuff that I would like to translate onto a radio show. Now, I've been trying to find a public radio station out here in Florida, in my area, Florida, and I'm not having any luck finding them. They're all way too far away. But I do have an outlet I can go to. It's called Paranormal Radio. The only problem with paranormal radio is I think that they would accept a show based on me, but damn mosquitoes. But the problem is, I'd like to talk about ghosts and goblins and all that stuff, but I don't want to do that all the time. I don't want to be pigeonholed into just that. Now, if they would say to me, you know what, hey, we'll let you talk a little bit about life and a little bit about this and that, and, throw some ghosts and goblin stuff in there, I could do that. But the problem is, I like to go off in my own direction. I don't like to be told, okay, we're going to go on the air, and this is what we're going to talk about, and we're not going to go any further than that. That, to me, is not fun. I would prefer that, and I know that they can't do this. I would love for them to give me free reign. Here you go. Here's the mic. Here's the phone lines. Knock your socks off. Because to me, that to me is real radio. That is free-form radio at its finest, And let me see if I can set this thing down here for a minute. That's what I would prefer to do. Some sort of free-form radio. But, ow, mosquitoes. It just rained here today, so whenever it rains, the mosquitoes come out in swarms, and I'm by all this field here, so they're chewing me up alive. But if I'm going to come up with an idea for the paranormal radio, and I'm going to float it to them. It's not going to be for a while yet, because there's other things that are a little bit more important that have to be taken care of first. But as soon as things start to get better, oops, covering up the camera, I'm going to do that. And I think I need to do that because that's the outlet that I need. I wish there was some money behind it, but unfortunately there's never any money behind community radio. But then again, therein lies the word dream. You don't do things to make money at them if you truly love them. You do it because you have the desire, you have the want, you have the need, you have the drive. I wish there was excuse me. I wish there was other things in this world that, I could do and make money staying at home. But unfortunately, at this point in time, there really isn't. But if you have a dream, I would suggest that you go out and you hunt it down. You find out where it's at. You pull it up out of the ground or out of the tree or wherever it's hiding and follow it. At least give yourself the opportunity to say that you tried it and you did it. If you fail, you fail. If you don't, fantastic. But as far as dreams and the question, have you answered the phone call of your dreams yet? Kind of. I answered the phone, but I inevitably put them on hold. And, and for good reasons. There's other things in this world that you have to do first. You just can't. These bugs are crazy out here in Florida. I mean, they don't just come up and bite you. They tap you on the shoulder and announce that they're going to bite you, But, see, there's one right there. He got on my hand. I'm holding he was on this hand, and like you really care. Nobody's watching these anyway, so I'm just talking to the guy I'm looking at back in the screen here. But if you have a dream, please, I suggest that you go out and try it. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be bad at it. You could be whatever. Just do it. Just get out there and do it. No matter what it is, no matter how silly it sounds to some people, there are other people out there who are going to appreciate what you do. Just like with my YouTube channel here. I've got probably, 60, 70 some videos out right now. And I gotta get over here. Guys are coming back across the street there, looking at me. Why is this guy holding his phone up talking to it? And, like I said, I've got like 60, 70 videos out here right now. I haven't been doing this very long. I want to say it's been 6 months, somewhere half a year. And I always said that I would do it. Hang on. Garbage trucks. I live right across the street from the garbage company, so. But I always said I would do it for a year, see where it went. And every time I start to get down on it, you know, thinking, oh man, nobody's watching, nobody's listening, I'll get that one comment like I got this morning from a gentleman by the name of Nick. Oh, Nick, I'm so sorry I forgot your last name. Or your YouTube handle, anyway. Nick Swift. I'm sorry, dude. But Nick, you know who we are. You made a comment on my Debbie Lovato, you're a fucking idiot video. And thank you for your comment. It really, it actually is the reason I'm out here doing this one today, is because I thought, wow, somebody's getting what I'm doing. Somebody understands what it is I'm trying to get across. I might not even understand what I'm doing, but some other people out there are actually getting it. Now, I have no idea what direction in the future this YouTube channel is going to go. I have no idea. But I do know one thing. I like to get out here and express my point of view. Some people don't like that. Some people like it. Some people tolerate it. Some people just don't even give a shit. And to everybody in those categories, fantastic. Because that's what I want. If you put a comment on this channel, for me, I want it to be true. I want it to be exactly what you're thinking. I don't care if you come out here and you say that I'm the biggest dumbass you've ever watched in your life. That's how you feel. I want to know. So, back to the dream thing. Yeah, it's there. It's on hold. And one day it'll happen. It will absolutely happen. I know it will. I might not be the next Howard Stern. I might not be the next Jonathan Brandmeier. Might not be the next Mancow Muller. But if I'm behind a microphone, and even if I'm getting just a couple $100 a week for doing it, I'm doing it. And that's all I'm looking for at this time in my life. So I want that opportunity, and I have been trying to figure out a way to get that opportunity. So, hey, if anybody out there knows anybody who has a radio station and they want somebody to fill in, host a show, talk nonsense, do comedy bits or whatever, play characters, me. I'll be more than happy to do that. And you can get me cheap. Which is one of the reasons I think my wife married me, because I was cheap. It didn't cost her anything. Of course, I don't quite remember the wedding day. I think it's because she drugged me. You drugged me, didn't you, Lisa? Because I just woke up the next morning and I remember looking at you and I said, I did what? No, I'm just kidding you. I love my wife. I love that woman. Oh my God. You wouldn't believe how much I love that woman. She is just an absolutely incredible woman. She puts up with all my shit. I don't even put up with my shit, and she does. But, you know, hang on a second here. Woo. It's hot out here. It is freaking hot out here today. It's about 95 degrees with a real field temperature of about 98 to 100 degrees. And it's extremely humid. But when I think about winters back in Chicago, it doesn't make it that bad dealing with this heat down here. Plus, it's a good day. I made a sale, sold some things that I got for free, made 50 bucks. Totally free items, turn around, remarketed them, got 50 bucks. You can't blame, you can't fault that now, can you? Because, and every little bit of money helps. I don't care who you are. So, once again, if you have a dream, go find it. Live it out. Even if it's just to do one little thing. Go paragliding, mountain climbing, scuba diving. I mean, within realistically, I mean, don't say, yeah, I want to be a brain surgeon. Just pop in an operating room, go, I'll take this. I don't think that would work too well. But I think you understand what I'm talking about, because most of the people who watch me out here, I tend to believe they're fairly intelligent individuals. But again, Nick, I forget your last name. Thank you for your 2 awesome comments last night. They were phenomenal, or this morning actually. They were phenomenal. Made me feel really good about myself. And I do appreciate it. And with that being said, I am out of here and ending another fun-filled, extraordinary video from my backyard in Florida. And we will see everybody in the next video. If you like what I'm saying, hit that like button. At the very minimum, hit the like button, please. Just a like. And I'm trying to increase my subscribership, so if you're watching this, please just hit the subscribe button, excuse me. You don't have to watch them. I'm just trying to get that number up here because it makes me feel better. It's an ego boost, if you will. And we're gone. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Goodbye.